Hi, this is Ty, and I'm going to walk you through how to use Twitter. I'm just going to go over the basics so you have a general sense of how it works, and especially for those of you who have never used it before, I'm going to show you some of the best practices for engaging with others on Twitter, sharing content, and really building up a nice Twitter presence. So I'm going to start by just heading over to twitter.com. And you have to log in. If you don't have an account already, you have to create one. I've got several different accounts here for myself, but essentially, if you don't have an account, you would just come here to Twitter and sign up to get your own personalized timeline. What I'm going to do right now is sign in as myself because I already have an account. But when you're creating an account, you definitely want to think about a username that represents you. Ideally, it's something like your name because you don't want people to struggle to figure out who you are, especially if you're using this for personal branding or for business purposes. So you want to think about what you want your username to be. In my case, it's Tyrona. And you want to come up with a short, few sentence bio about yourself, right? What do you stand for? I'm going to go ahead and log in and I'll show you what mine is. Okay, so here we are. When you log into Twitter, you're going to see a couple different things on your screen. On the left-hand side, you're going to see your picture and your account, your details, so how many tweets, how many people are you following, and how many followers you have, how many people are actually following your posts on Twitter. Also, you're going to see trends. These are things that are actually trending on Twitter or topics that are really highly talked about. So, for example, National Best Friends Day is today. I didn't realize that. That's pretty awesome. So, if we click on something like this, you can actually see the top tweets in National Best Friends Day. All right. All right. So, heading back to that main screen again, in the middle area, you will see posts from people who you are following. So all of these different posts are from people that I'm currently following. Okay. And then over here are just some recommendations from Twitter on who you might follow based on people you followed in the past. And also you can find people to follow if you want to. Up top here we have the home. So you would click this to refresh your home screen. Notifications, this shows you people who have engaged with you. So whether they favorited some content that you created, whether they followed you on Twitter. So you can see 113 people have followed me, I guess, in the past little while. And, various interactions like retweeting, people who have retweeted your posts. I'll talk to you a little bit more about that in just a little while about favoriting and retweeting. But for now, you can see notifications from everyone and from people who you follow directly. So you can sort that way. Also, messages. So here you can see direct messages from people. This is like people sending you email. So these are people who've contacted you directly and have not posted on your timeline in a way where people can see your post visibly. It's like sending a direct email to you that no one else can see. All right. Also over here, we've got your profile and settings, which I'll go into in just a moment. But this is where you actually would compose a tweet. I'm going to go into that in just a little while. First, let's check out your profile and settings, the very basics. So here's my profile. And you click into this, you're going to see yourself. So you want to have a professional picture of yourself. And then also there's the space here for a background image. I think this is a great way to brand yourself. My business is called Spectacled Marketer. We're based here in New York. So, of course, I've got this image here representing the clear vision for marketing that we deliver. You'll have to think of something for yourself. It can be something that represents you or your company. And there are a lot of really great image tools you can use to create a background image like this. I'm not going to go into that in this quick tutorial, but keep in mind you want to find that professional picture and background image. Also, here's where I have my bio. So I have a little bit about myself. Here's the other Twitter handle for my company. And then where I'm based, how long I've been on Twitter. You can see photos that we've posted recently, including 2 photos of my dog, which I love very, very much. His name is Bailey. All right. Also, you can see my recent posts. So these are the things I've been posting on Twitter recently. So a number of articles about digital marketing, content marketing, and inbound marketing and entrepreneurship. In addition to the tweets I've been posting, you can also see the conversations I've had by clicking on both tweets and replies. So tweets and replies means not only posts I've put up, but actual responses. So I had a great conversation with this lady last night. She shared a picture of her pit bull with me, and I sent back a picture of my pit bull to her. So you can kind of see a mix of conversations with people here and people that we've tagged. I'm going to show you how to do this in just a second when I go through how to compose a tweet and so forth. Also, you can see here some information about articles you favorited and lists that you're on. Lists are when people who find your content to be relevant to a certain topic, they can potentially add you to a list. And essentially, this list means that you are regarded as like an expert or a person who has tweets on that topic. And so people sometimes add you to lists, and you can create lists of your own. So here are a couple lists that I've created: startup entrepreneurs, inbound marketing, content marketing, healthcare. And this is a way I kind of curate different Twitter people so that I can see all the tweets about entrepreneurship from people who I think are experts, the tweets from people who care about inbound marketing, and so forth. So that's what that's all about. Now let's get to the fun stuff. Let's actually go to composing a tweet. So it's really simple. You just go here and click tweet, and then your tweet again is you have 140 characters to write a tweet, and essentially it's like having a mini blog or a mini conversation. A lot of times with tweets, you want to share content and find helpful things that characterize the topic that you're focused on, so that you can become an influential person over time on that topic. It's also a great way to engage with other people and learn more about a specific space, share hot news that's going on, trends, and things like that. So this is where you go to compose a tweet. You can certainly add a picture too if you have one to share. And let's actually do an example. So one place where I get a lot of my content for tweets from is from following blogs that have useful content that I think might be helpful to my audience. So I like to write my own content. I have a blog on inbound marketing, content marketing, and so forth. But I also like to share other people's content and give them some shine as well. So I actually follow a lot of different blogs using a tool called Feedly. Feedly.com is a blog aggregator that pulls together content that you can read like a newspaper. Let me show you what that looks like. So I go to feedly.com, and you can see here once you set up an account, you can actually paste in blogs that you like to this search area, and then you can add them to your reader. So I can go through that on another recording, but I just want to show you I follow a lot of different blog areas. So I have everything from advertising all the way through fashion and podcasts. So a lot of different things here. Let's actually find a blog on content marketing. So I've grouped all these blogs into different areas. And let's actually find something that might be useful for our customers, right? So here's one. What's the best way to do marketing solo when you can't find the time? That might be helpful to our readers. So let's actually go to this blog post. And you can see here is the URL for the blog post, right? So if you want to share this on Twitter, there are a couple different ways you can do it. There are tools that you can use to automate collection of this post. I'm not going to show you those tools right now. What I'm going to show you how to do is do a basic post on Twitter. So essentially, when you share a blog post, you want to find the useful part of this article that's really going to attract. So it might be capturing a quote from the blog. It might be capturing the title if the title's hot enough. Essentially, you want to put something that's going to be interesting to your readers so they'll actually click on it. We're not going to do much searching here. We're just going to keep it simple. And I'm going to use the title of this blog post. What's the best way to do marketing solo when you can't find time? I'm going to go back to Twitter, and we're going to start composing our tweet. Okay, so what's the best way to do marketing solo when you can't find time becomes the title of this particular tweet. Now we need to also include the URL so that this person, when they click on my tweet, can actually go to this particular page. So what I'm going to do is shorten the URL. There's an excellent tool to do this called Bitly. You go to bit.ly.com. So let's go there now. And this is a URL shortener. And it not only is great because it makes long, crazy URLs shorter and much more digestible, it also gives you feedback on what posts really performed. So you can get a sense by people's clicks what people like, right? Look at this. So you can see how to create killer marketing content, got 7 clicks. What's a more efficient way to build a SaaS startup? What's the professional way? So you can see 7 clicks, 2 clicks, 13 clicks, 15 clicks. And based on this data, you can kind of judge what kind of content your audience likes. So that's for future, right? For now, let's just go ahead and shorten this. I'm going to copy this URL. I'm going to go back to Bitly, and I've already created an account here. You'd have to create an account for yourself. I'm going to come here, and I'm going to paste it in, and it's going to automatically shorten this URL. So this long URL got shortened down into this much shorter, more easily digestible URL. Now you could customize this URL if you wanted to make it specific by clicking this edit, but we're not going to do that right now. I'm just going to go ahead and copy this URL just as it is by clicking copy. I'm going to come over to Twitter and I'm going to paste it in. So now I'm almost done with my tweet. Now, once I've gotten this far, I've used 50 characters, and I realized that I also want to make sure that I designate what this blog post is all about and who should read it. The best way to do this is by adding hashtags. Hashtags is using the pound sign in front of a keyword, and that tells the Twitter audience that your blog post that you're sharing or your piece of content that you're sharing is about a specific topic. Okay? So in this case, I'm going to tag this post with certain hashtags that explain what type of audience might be interested. So let's take a quick look through this. Obviously, content marketing is one of the core topics. Okay, blogging might be another one, right? For example, entrepreneur maybe could be another one. So I'm going to share some things here that might be helpful. So all I do is do pound sign content marketing, and maybe pound sign blogging. Okay, and really you don't want to add more than, I would say, 2 and 3 hashtags at the most. When you're adding a lot of hashtags, that's kind of spammy, right? The beauty of this is when I post this, when people search on the hashtag pound content marketing in the search function of Twitter, they'll actually be able to see this post. Okay, so that's the beauty of it. Now, I could add a picture to this if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do that today. But it does really help. When you add an image to your tweet, it definitely increases performance quite a bit. And you can tell when you look at the Twitter stream that the tweets with images connected to them are certainly more of a standout than the ones that don't have images connected to them. So it's really, really a good thing to make sure that you have images connected to your tweets when you can. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and tweet this, and let's see what this looks like. So my tweet was posted. Let's actually go to my home timeline so we can see it. So here it is. What's the best way to do marketing solo when you can't find time? And it has the 2 hashtags. So I could click on either of these 2 to see what people are talking about. So here we go. You can see my Twitter stream and see how what I'm saying about images making your post stand out a little bit more. When you do post an image, it definitely makes a real difference in terms of your stream overall, and also it can increase engagement. So let me show you an example here. Now, we've posted a tweet. Now I want to show you how to engage, right? So you can see here, on my Twitter stream that people have retweeted and also favorited. And you can also reply to people as well. So let's actually find some folks to engage with on Twitter. Maybe let's go over to notifications, right? So sometimes when people follow you, it's nice to kind of engage with them, welcome them, and say hello. Actually, here we go. This is a post from, I think it's from someone in the class. Hello there. She has shared and tagged me. So we can do the same. Let's actually click through and see what this is all about. Okay, so this is about a YouTube video from someone named Lauren Southern, and it's from a member of our digital marketing course, Hannah. Thanks so much, Hannah, for sharing this, right? And so she's saying, perfect, fantastic article and perfect response. Now, I can reply to Hannah directly, and I can say, hey, Hannah, thanks for sharing the video, right? And all I did was really click that back arrow, and you can see here that it added her Twitter handle automatically. So that's how I actually have a conversation directly with Hannah, right? So I can say, hey, thanks for sharing the video. I can tweet it, and I can also favorite it. So let's say I think this tweet is so amazing. I just want to favorite it and save it. Or give someone my props. I can click favorite, and now it gets added to my favorites. Okay, I can also follow Hannah directly from here as well. So if I want to go ahead and follow someone, I can. The other thing that it's good to do is to retweet content, right? So what you want to do to retweet content, let's actually go find another example here, maybe from this person who just followed me. I'm going to follow her back. I clicked on her picture. I can see who she is, what she stands for, and I can follow her back. Let me say this. Don't feel like you have to follow everyone back who follows you. Make sure you look at their profile. Make sure that they're relevant and that their tweets are something that you care to read. If that's not the case, don't feel obligated to follow. Although I'm a advocate of trying to follow back when I can, to show goodwill towards other tweeters, right? Just as long as they are doing something that I'm interested in. So this person is a prosperity coach. She leads women, businesses, and finances. I think it's all good. I'm going to go ahead and follow her, right? So let's actually go into her Twitter stream here. And she has some really great tips, right? Look at this. Lou's tip. Done is better than perfect. Get the video out there for the world to see. What a great piece of advice. Done is better than perfect. Don't spend all the time in the world making sure it's perfect if you don't have all the time and resources in the world. Get it out there and get feedback. Let's actually tweet this. This is a great one. I can tweet it by clicking this here, and that actually retweets what she said to all of my followers on my Twitter stream. So I could just retweet it, or I can actually add a comment and retweet it. So I can say something like great advice, and then I can tweet it. Okay, let's see what that looks like on my Twitter stream. See how this looks now? Great advice. Done is better than perfect. So you can see here there's a lot of different ways to engage with people and reply to people. So again, you can reply to someone directly, you can retweet their content, you can favorite content, and there's more you can do. I'm not going to get into all this stuff right now. I just want to show you the basics of Twitter at this point. All right, so we are almost fully covered, I think, on the basics of Twitter. You learned a lot today, how to create an account, what the different areas of the account mean, what you need to do to create a profile for yourself, image development, and also your bio. You learned how to interact. You learned what people following you looks like and how to follow them back and make sure that you're engaging with them. And you learned how to find trending content. So we covered a lot of ground. I welcome you to sign up for Twitter if you're not currently on Twitter and get started. There's no better time than the present to start building up your online profile about topics that you care about. The great news of being on Twitter is that your personal brand will shine when people Google your name. Oftentimes one of the things that does show up first in the search results is your social media profile. So when people are trying to learn more about you, whether you're doing a job interview or whether you're leading something for your company, when people search for you, one of the ways that they'll get to know you before they meet you is by looking at your online presence and seeing what you care about and what you stand for. So I'm going to wrap it up there. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm here to help you. And I hope you enjoy and find much success on Twitter. Thank you so much.